Townsend. Fran, what do you think Russia's up to here?
Well, I think there are a couple different things going on. Let's talk about the ships going to the port of Tartus first. It's the only Mediterranean port that the Russians actually have access to, so it's a very critically important one. But I think that those ships are really a message to the West to stay out of the problems in Syria, not to intervene. Let's remember, you know, recently we've seen senior-level military defections away from Assad and a weakening of the military support for the Assad regime inside Syria. You know, I think that what Russia is signaling to the West is stay out. If Assad's going to crumble and the support for him internally is going to crumble, you don't need to help it and stay out of there.
When you say that's the message to the West, it's not a gun message in that we wouldn't expect Russia to fire upon anybody or defend Syria in this case. It's more a matter of saying, we're not going to shoot, don't you think about it either.
That's right. I mean, I actually think I'd go one step further than that, Tom. I actually think Russia does not want to be in the position of being the last man standing between the opposition and Assad. If the military crumbles and Assad is left standing there and needs defense, I don't think the Russians want to be in that position. In fact, we've seen recently the Russians have opened up some dialogue with the Syrian opposition. Let's remember, for $4.7 billion in arms sales, the Russians want to make sure they hedge their bets and they're friendly with whoever is going to control the Syrian military, even if that's the opposition.
And so how do they play that out with their ships being there? Let's say that it does all fall apart. What do the Russians then say?
Well, I think we've got to watch it carefully. I mean, four military ships with arms on them, we've got to be careful. While Russia is telling us they're no longer going to transfer arms to the Syrian military, we're going to have to, intelligence services from around the world, militaries from around the world, are going to watch that closely to make sure that the Russians aren't tempted to continue to transfer arms. And I frankly think that the real message here that we ought to take from this is a signal of hope. Assad is losing the support of his internal security services, his military. The defection of the former Minister of Defense is terribly significant. And so I think that this is all, you're seeing more Russian involvement, more Russian concern here for that very reason. This may be part of the turning point that we've been all hoping and praying for in Syria.
A last quick question here. Russia has tremendous problems right now. Putin has tremendous troubles with the flooding at home. A lot of Russians very angry over how that was handled. Is there any chance this is exactly what we see with politicians here? He's in trouble at home, so he stirs the pot somewhere else to get attention off of that.
Oh, I think you can't dismiss that as a possibility, but I think that that's a sort of an added benefit to their involvement in Syria. I'm not sure I think that that's going to drive it. Let's remember, Syria's relationship with Iran is a client relationship, right? It's very close. And we know that Russia has not only a close political relationship with Iran, but they also have a very tight economic relationship there as well.
It's interesting to see those ships moving, and always interesting to hear from you, Fran Townsend. Thanks.